Rajan, my colleague, he has been discussing about the volatility using EBUs for calculation of arch-Garch models. Okay, so after the break, he is ready to continue with the session. I hope all of you have joined, and so now Sagar Rajan will take over from here. Yes, sir.
Yes, participants, welcome back to the session 2. Now we'll have a small recap. The first session we had with the overall view about time series data and its nature and what are all the areas probably you can take time series data and what kind of a data sets are needed with the different areas where we had a medical, political, and physical sciences, economics, all those things we had seen. As a part of volatility, as a part of volatility analysis, we had seen what is volatility, why volatility you need to analyze with the help of the data set which already shared with you. The data set which was consist of 3 IT companies, where the 3 companies were compared with the market index of Sensex. The data set consists of around 490 observations for the whole 2 years, 2019 and 2020. It started from January and end with December 31st, 2020. Before executing ARCH model, there are some basic specification. I told you that one is conditional mean equation, conditional variance, and moreover this ARCH-M model, it signifies that ARCH-M model, it denotes arch mean model. Therefore, conditional mean equations are essential and conditional variance, and the last part it's about conditional error distribution to perform the model, to perform the equation. The time series data which you have taken to perform ARCH model has to fulfill 2 basic conditions. As I told you, one is about clustering volatility, where you are measuring through pictorial representation by clustering volatility on the basis of understanding its turbulence. Turbulence, it's a term where you are understanding period of high and low for how long it takes place, like number of highs and number of low. Number of highs, how much period it was taken, and number of low, how much time it was taken. Where we, in other word, we call it as resistance and support. And the second one, it's about arch test effect, and try to find the time series data, whatever you have, it's free from arch test effect. That means there should not be any arch test effect there. And on continuation of this, we'll be executing the model building, that is arch model. Again, I'm performing one more thing. After opening all data, estimate equation. Now we can take HCl as a dependent under equation specification. Under equation specification, HCl considered as a dependent variable, and Sensex will be treated as independent variable. I'm performing regression equation, and where the regression equation, where it is the p-value, it is greater than, as I told you, it is greater than 5%, where it is not significant, where rejection of where we are accepting hypothesis, there is a null hypothesis which was framed, there is no significant impact on the HCl share price through Sensex, where we are accepting, where HCl share price can stand its own and moreover the coefficient it was negative. If Sensex increases, there is a possibility of decrease in the price of HCL and vice versa. And after understanding this, the residuals can be through pictorial representation to understand what kind of a clustering volatility has. And I told you that it has a clustering volatility. And immediately after clustering volatility, we are measuring the heteroscedasticity test to know or to measure the arch effect. And where we found the arch effect, here the chi-square, there is p value, it is less than 5%, where we can come up with the conclusion that it is significant, where we are rejecting null hypothesis. The null hypothesis which was framed for this, there is no arch effect. Therefore, we found that the observation, whatever we implemented, it fulfilled both the condition. One is about clustering volatility. The observation has clustering volatility, and the second one, the observation the observations are affected with the arch effect. This is what the point where we have left. Okay. Then after that, we are going to build an arch model. From this screen, you can click estimate. You can click estimate, and through estimation, again under specification option, you are mentioning which one going to be a dependent variable and which one going to be an independent variable. Now this time we'll take Infosys. Infosys is being considered as dependent variable. Where wait, there it is. For regression equation, we have chosen HCL. Sorry, for regression equation we have chosen HCL. Again, under estimate, HCL considered be a dependent variable, and Sensex is an independent variable. Okay, this is equation specification. Again, I am repeating one more time. The equation formation, whatever you taken earlier, the same thing you can be given as a dependent variable, that is HCL. If you want to make change, you can change. Instead of HCL, you can go for Infosys, you can go for some other observation, whatever you had, and where you are measuring the impact of changes in the volatility of changes in the volatility of Sensex. No, there are same number of observation 1 to 49. Then here you may ask, I may give one more input here. The sample size you can change, not for the whole series of observation. Instead of that, you can give 1 to 400 or 1 to 450. And you may ask question, what is the point of changes in the sample mean? Let's assume where I want to construct a model out of total observation, I want to construct only with the limited number. Let's assume if I have an observation almost 3000, where it is for almost 15 years of data. In that 15 years, I want to construct a model, or I want to construct an equation, arch equation, only for a specific point of time, not for the whole 15 years. I want to construct it only for 5 years or 6 years, and that time you can change the observation. Okay, estimate, HCL, constant, and Sensex. Okay. Now, estimation setting, click method, and choose arch, Again, I am repeating, estimate, under estimation setting, choose arch. Okay. Now mean equation. I told you arch is execute already told you that arch model. It is about arch mean model. Now here in mean equation, the same dependent and independent variable HCL and Sensex. Then arch M, choose standard deviation. choose standard deviation. See, variance regression. Somebody was asking at the end of the last session, sir, is it possible to involve other variable or other observation also be a part of model? Yes.
Yes,
Other
yes, sir.
company, yes, other companies. In case if you have 2 or 3 company, you can involve all 2-3 company. Or if you want to include only one company along with HCL, I want to include only with Tech Mahindra. Along with Tech Mahindra, I want to include Infosys. These 2 observations are included here as variance regression. Okay, this is very important. Error distribution. There are student T, generalized error GET, students T with fixed degree of freedom, student T with fixed degree of freedom, and GET, that is generalized error with fixed parameter. Now we are choosing. Then you may ask question, there is any reason which began to choose a particular distribution? See, it's all for trial and error to know which model is an appropriate model. Here there is no good model and bad model. Each model specification, it has its own impact on measuring volatility as well as prediction. I am repeating, each error distribution, it has its own result, it has its own interpretation, and through each error distribution we can able to get a different value of AIC and different value of Schwarz criterion and other values also. Somebody was mentioning about R square, adjusted R square, and all those things. And again, it's an approach to know the betterment of each model which you have developed. Then you may ask, sir, how I can say that this model is good, this model is not good? There is a parameter that AIC and Schwarz criterion. When you are applying here now, students with degree of students with fixed degree of freedom, I may get a particular value. I may get a particular value with student degree freedom. At the end, I will be applying some other error distribution. By that time, I will get AIC different value, Schwarz criterion also different value. Among the different error distribution, which value is, which AIC and which SC are given a lesser value, that is considered to be an appropriate model on measuring the volatility. Anything if you want to ask at this juncture? Again, I'm repeating, mean equation, RHM, that is mean standard.
So what about parameter? Sorry, sir.
What, sir?
What about parameters? You have taken 10.
Parameter standard is 10.
Okay.
Okay. Since it's a mean, RHM standard deviation and variance of, then let's assume instead of Tech Mahindra, Infosys, if I have some other companies also like HCL, Wipro, Honeywell. If in case if I have those companies also, if I want them also to be included as a part of equation, I can include. In case if I don't want, even I know that some of the company won't have that much impact on the changes in the price of my dependent variable of HCL, and not necessarily to include. It's all about inclusion of.
Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, that box parameter is not there in my eViews.
Which version you are using, ma'am? Chaya, ma'am?
9, sir.
Okay, ma'am. It is inbuilt at that one as a.
Okay, yes, sir.
Version 11 is an additional option. It is showing as 10.
Okay, sir. Right, sir.
Okay. You tell, ma'am, is any changes in the any option which I am having or which you are not having? You please tell. Then I will tell you. Okay. What does it mean?
Sir. Yes.
Okay.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Yes, sir. I just want to ask, will it make a difference if we add the additional variables in the main equation or in the variance regressor? As you have added Tech Mahindra and Infosys in variance regressor, can we add in the main equation? Is there any difference between the two?
See, you are adding another variable in the mean equation as independent variable, right?
Right.
Yes, you can add.
No, if we can we what will make it a difference if we add in the variance regressor?
I'm not able to get you, ma'am.
So
Yes,
we
sir.
have
Actually,
added. Yeah, sorry, madam.
I have added Tech Mahindra and Infosys. What is the question on that?
yeah. Yeah,
Is
I
there any
just want
difference
to ask why have you added in variance regressor box these two particular variables? What is the difference?
See, okay, these two variable Tech Mahindra and Infosys, it don't have that much. See, the equality of Sensex towards Tech Mahindra and Infosys are not same. Let's assume I want to make an independent variable along with Sensex if Nifty. If Nifty, there is a point of its relationship where HCL might have listed with Sensex as well as might have listed with the Nifty also. And the impact of Tech Mahindra and Infosys certainly is there on the HCL share price, but that alone not be a determinant factor to measure determinant factor on the share price of HCL.
Okay, as we yeah, actually I have also applied Garch model and I have taken time dummy as a variance regressor, so that I have asked.
How? Any specific reason which you have included that as a dumb?
Actually, sir, I'm doing the event study, no?
Yes.
Yes, and just I want to check the volatility before and after the bonus issue announcement. So and that's why I have taken the time dummy by taking 0 and 1. Yeah.
Okay. I hope the afternoon session, Dr. Mogansundaram, probably he would have while dealing multivariant Garch, he will include and he will tell all those things where I'm giving an okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
See, the problem what I understand from most of the participants, ma'am, significantly around 30 to 40 participants have some basic idea about e-views and all those things. You don't believe majority of the participants don't not install e-views even their system, it seems. Okay. Repeating independent and dependent variable, standard deviation, variance regressor where I included Tech Mahindra and Infosys. Error distribution I have chosen student with fixed degree freedom. Okay. This is the model. This is the model which generated. There is an equation. Here there are dependent variable HCL, dependent variable HCL, and students T distribution. Method we adapted. Number of observation 489. And this is our equation. See, the output has two parts. One is this, and the second part is this. What does it mean? This portion we call it as mean equation. This portion we call it as mean equation. This portion we call it as one is mean equation, and the second part it's called variance equation. Okay. Under mean equation, I'm repeating, first portion is mean equation, and this second portion it's about variance equation. Under mean equation, the first one it's about standard deviation, that is GARCH, SQRT. What does it mean? It is a it is the value of standard deviation of HCl. It is a standard deviation of HCl. In other words, we can say it is a risk. In other words, we can say it is a risk. Now here, standard deviation, while executing the mean equation where the HCl was given as dependent variable along with an independent variable of Sensex. Now here the p-value, it is more than 5, it is greater than 5, it is almost 13%, where it is 0.1314. It represent the standard deviation, that is a risk. This probability is greater than 5. Probability greater than 5, that is not significant, where we are accepting our hypothesis. Our hypothesis was HCl significantly, hypothesis was there is no significant, or HCl is no way it affected with the changes in the Sensex, where we are accepting changes in the Sensex where the coefficient is plus, probability also greater than 5. Therefore, the interpretation would be, the changes happening in the Sensex, it is not affected with the observed that is a dependent variable of HCl. Again, I am repeating, the probability value, it is less than 5. Then you know that what is the probability of value of 5 and remaining of 95. Again, it's all about the certainty and possibility of execution of an event. Now here in this case, where you are accepting a null hypothesis stating that HCl not affected, there is no relationship between HCl and movement of Sensex. We are accepting. Therefore, if Sensex increases, it not necessarily the HCl also get increases. If Sensex decreases, it not necessarily the HCl also decrease. It may move vice versa, or it may move it won't a random manner. Okay. Then second part of the equation, that is variant. Now one is resid gauge, another is gauge. Now keep one thing here, resid and gauge. These two are internal, what we call it as internal shock. That means variable which were primarily included to construct the arch equation, that is variance equation. Now resid, it's about resid, it is arch. Resid is arch, and this gauge, it's an impact of gauge. Now here in both resid and gauge, the probability value is less than 5. The probability value is less than 5. What is that probability value less than 5? That is, it is significant where we are rejecting null hypothesis. What is our null hypothesis? Is there is any change, any impact of arch and gauge in the price of or in the return of HCl. The null hypothesis, there is no gauge and arch effect, where we are rejecting null hypothesis as a value through the probability. We can reject the null hypothesis that there is no effect of arch and gauge. Since we are rejecting, as a result, HCl return has both arch and gauge effect. HCl, it has both arch and gauge effect. Now, as I told you, one is internal shock, another one is external shock. What is that external shock? External shocks are those which are influencing the return, of HCl, possibly from outside. And what are the external shock? One is Tech Mahindra, another one is Infosys. Now the interpretation would be like this. The coefficient, what we call it as what we call it as riskiness, what we call it as changes in the volatility. Whereas in the case of external stock, that is Tech Mahindra and Infosys, the probability value are more than or exceed 5%. That is, here it is 43, here it is 65. Therefore, we are accepting the null hypothesis. What is our null hypothesis? Tech Mahindra and Infosys are Tech Mahindra and Infosys are not affecting HCL return. In other words, HCL return has no way related with the changes happening in the Tech Mahindra return and Infosys return. Yes, we are accepting null hypothesis. That means no way HCL return are getting affected through the returns of Tech Mahindra as well as Infosys. It is confirmed through the probability value where it is greater than 5%. Okay. At this juncture, if you need anything, if you want me to repeat, I will repeat one more time.
Please, sir. Repeat it, sir.
Please repeat. You want me to repeat? Yes, I am telling from the beginning. See, as an execution of Arch equation, Arch model, how we executed through estimate, where I have chosen Arch model and standard deviation, where I have input and variance regressor as Tech Mahindra and Infosys. Participant, please mute your mic. Okay, and through that I got this result, dependent variable HCL, HCL, and where the equation, there are two parts of the equation. One is mean equation and the second one is variance. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, sir. Please repeat the process 1 second, because due to connectivity error, I am not able to see the process, technical process behind it.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Sir, from here, HCL, dependent variable, constant, and Sensex. I am choosing here from Arch. This screen you will get. From there, it is Arch mean model. Choose standard deviation and variance regressor. If you want, include all other observation. In case if you have, I have excess of another 2 observation which belongs to same industry, that is IT, where I am including here Infosys and Tech Mahindra. And error distribution, students T with fixed degree of freedom, where parameter is the default 10. In case if you are using version less than 11, this option won't appear. Okay, then again I am giving okay. I got this result. Okay, this is the result where this is our Garch equation, C4 plus C5, that is constant C4 C5, residual C6 Garch, and C7 Infosys, and C8 Tech Mahindra. Now, whereas the equation has 2 portions, one is mean equation and another one is variance equation. What is that? What is that in for? Mean equation, that is square root of Garch. It is a standard deviation. What I mentioned, what is the standard deviation? Standard deviation of dependent variable HCL. It is the riskiness of HCL, that is HCL risk, where I mentioned here as a note. And see, it is 0.13. It is 0.13. It is greater than more than 5%, where it is significant, where you are rejecting your null hypothesis. What is your null hypothesis? There is no relation between HCL return and the dependent variable of Sensex, whereas Sensex probability also more than 5. That is also significant. Therefore, we are rejecting null hypothesis. That is, there is an impact. There is an impact. Sorry, greater than 5. Greater than 5. Therefore, we are accepting our hypothesis, null hypothesis. We stated that Sensex, it has no way impacted with the HCl return. And the second portion of equation is variance equation. It has 4 parts, and four parts. The 4 parts divided into 2 aspects. One is internal shock, another one is external shock. What is that internal shock? What is that internal shock? Internal shocks are those which are arch and gouge. Internal shock are those which are arch and gouge. So here both in arch and gouge, the probability value, that is p value, it is going to be less than 5. It's going to be less than 5, where we are rejecting our null hypothesis. What was our null hypothesis? Arch and gouge don't have any impact on the HCl return. We are rejecting. That means HCl return has arch effect as well as gouge effect. HCl return has arch effect and gouge effect. And these 2 are internal shock. And then remaining 2, that is Infosys and Tech Mahindra, these 2 are being considered as external shock. That means these 2 observation in Infosys and Tech Mahindra are affecting dependent variable externally. That means how far in changes in the return and changes in the return of Infosys and Tech Mahindra would have affected the return of HCl. Now here both p value of Infosys and Tech Mahindra is greater than 5. That is 65% and 43%. Since it is higher than 5%, it is above 5%, it is not significant, where we are accepting our null hypothesis. Our null hypothesis was Infosys and Tech Mahindra. These 2 are significantly affect the HCl return, where we are accepting our null hypothesis. That is, there is null hypothesis is Infosys and Tech Mahindra not affecting HCl return. Okay. Now based at this execution, at this level of execution, we need to test the model by way of arch test and serial correlation. Now I'll make a note of I'll make note of Akaike info criterion value, that is minus 5.26, and Skowars criterion Skowars criterion value, it is minus 5.192136. Okay. Now I will be testing the residual under residual diagnostics and choosing Arch LM test, where I found the p value, it is above 6.75, where the p value is above 5%, that is 67%, that is not significant, where we are accepting our null hypothesis. There is no arch effect. There is no arch effect that we are accepting. And similarly, under view, hologram squared residual, squared residual, it is a lag which is include default, 36. See, what is this? What is serial correlation? What is serial correlation? For your better understanding, here serial correlation, you can partial correlation, you can see the probability value at all level probability value at all level, it is greater than 5%. Here start from 67. Here you see it is almost 100%, 99 based on the observation. It is found that where we are accepting our null hypothesis. What is our null hypothesis? There is no serial correlation among the observation. There is no serial correlation among the observation. Where we found two conditions are not fulfilled. One is there is no arch effect, and the second one, there is no serial correlation. Okay. When after obtaining the result, again we are estimating our equation with all same variable, and error distribution alone we are making changes from student T with fixed degree of freedom to students T. Now I am executing a model. Now the model given interpretation like this. You see probability p-value, it is above 5 in all the cases, 94, 64, and when it is internal shock to the extent of 94, 98, where external shock from Infosys and Tech Mahindra, it is almost 95%. And here see AIC value under students T distribution, it is minus 5.485402, and towards criterion it is minus 5.408242. See, among different error criterion, the AIC value and SC value, which gives a lesser one, lesser value, that model appropriately suitable than the previous one. Now here AIC value in previous case minus 5.26, now minus 5.48, and SC value minus 5.19, and here minus 5.40. Now we found that among the different error criterion, the student T distribution which we have chosen second, which has lesser value, this one. Therefore, this being considered as an appropriate model on our observation of HCl as an dependent variable and Sensex as an independent variable. If you want to make prolong further, after noting this AIC and SC, you can go for again estimate, and error distribution you can change with the other options also. Okay, this is what about model creation. And there are other changes, other information related to R squared, adjusted R squared. You probably would have known all those things. And each and every estimation of each and every aspects of error distribution, there will be a changes similar to log. There is a changes in the value also. But the point what I want to convey here, especially to choose the suitable or better model. Here there is no good and bad. Each and every model significantly can measure the volatility. There is no such case that a model which is good extremely and a model which is bad extremely. There is no such kind of a thing. Each and every model has its own level of measuring volatility as well as predictions also, and therefore by way of adopting a different error distribution, you can observe that which error distribution the model could give you an effective result. Therefore, this is going to be an effective thing. Anything if you want, you can tell.
Excuse me, sir.
Sir, that is not 1.489, sir. That is 12489. That is Dr. N. Prakash.
Yeah, excuse me, sir.
I got the point. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please, sir.
Sir, we need to run this ARC test in serial correlation before setting the model or after setting the model we need to run these two tests to check the fitness?
Can you repeat, sir? Not able to hear.
Sir, we checked the arc and serial correlation both, but should we do it before setting the model or after performing all these tests, the arc test, we need to go through it?
The serial correlation and arch test, sir.
Arc. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So this has to perform
before selecting the model, I suppose, Gaj model.
Yes, before only.
Okay, and once it qualifies both arc and serial correlation, then only we can go ahead with this model.
Yes, sir. That is the basic criteria. See, I told you, no, forming arch equation, that clustering volatility and arches are base, and executing the model, these two are base.
Okay, and sir,
I'm sure that some of the data, are failed in both the cases. Some of the data observation failed in those cases. See, it is not that something which we are doing about the observation. In case any dummy variable, any manipulation would have happened, sometimes there is a possibility. But even without doing all those things, also even I had some observation. It is failed in both the cases.
Okay.
If you want me to ask, if you are asking, sir, in that case, will it be advisable to proceed the model building?
Yes.
If you are asking like that.
Yes, sir. If there is no heterodiscity, shall we go with the model, Gaj model?
It should not go like that, sir. But we need to do some kind of a dummy variable which could positively give some value. But I don't think so that is possible when there is an involvement of 500 or 1000 observation.
Okay, sir.
And even if it is one, it is get to fulfill. Either it is arch test or serial correlation. For our safer side, to make at least one can get fulfilled.
Okay.
And moreover, it's all about the number, sir. It's all about the number. In case if I am performing this estimation, even not fulfilling both the condition, I may get some value. With some specific condition. Okay. But that condition you have to interpret at the time of in case if it is for presentation, in case if it is for any research paper, by the time the interpretation could be justify all those things.
Okay.
Because it is not a primary data. I think all you can understand that it's not a primary data which not in the control of the researcher. Not fully.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Inserting dummy variable is different and manipulating the variable is different. I think all you can accept this.
Yes, sir.
So one request, sir, there was this connectivity problem here with me. I couldn't go through this serial correlation, sir. How to carry out this serial correlation?
Yes. And just I'm telling from this
screen itself. Permits only you put it forward, sir. Otherwise, you can go ahead. I don't mind. If time permits, then you please repeat it.
I think I have completed. I think the maximum possible from my portion. Okay, there is no.
Then, sir, please, if you can repeat it, it would be better, sir. Only the serial correlation, how to execute. Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
For better understanding from the beginning itself. Madam, under view, madam, I hope you are Listening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please
Under,
continue.
under view, residual diagnostics, choose parallelogram squared residual and log lags to include 36 as a default. This is, and it's all about probability p-value, man. It's all about the p-value. You are inferring that
Yes, sir.
whether the observation has serial correlation or not. And before that, what is serial correlation? Before that, what is serial correlation? See, serial correlation is the relationship, and we know correlation itself is a relationship between the variable, between two variables. So serial correlation, it is similar kind of a thing. Serial correlation is the relationship between given variable and a lagged version of itself over various time interval. What is the various time interval? Where there is a sequence of observation. Therefore, the point again I am insisting, serial correlation, it interprets the relationship between a given variable and a lagged version of itself over a various timeline, where the lagged variable lag we have number of lag where we are given 36. And serial correlation measures the relationship between a variable's current value given its past value. A variable that is serially correlated indicates that it may not be a random one. That may not be a random one, because I have some notes here. That's why I have. Okay, here p-value. Here the p-value. See, in all the cases from all the observation. Madam, please.
Sir, listening, sir. I'm listening, sir.
Okay. See, where we have given 36 observation. From among this 36, you see, from 1 to 36, the serial correlation not that much, except 23rd, and 30th.
Sir.
Madam, you can please mute, ma'am.
Yes.
Friends, please mute your audio.
See, where here in the p-value, among this 36 observation, that is 36 lakh, the probability in all the cases is greater than 5. The probability in all the cases is greater than 5. That is 63. You start from 63%, 75%, almost 90, and most of the cases it is almost 100. Especially from the lag 6 to 36. That is observation 6 to 36. And when it is almost 100, sorry, when it is almost from 6 to 36, when it is almost 100, certainly it has no serial correlation. That is, as we are accepting our null hypothesis, and even rest of others 5 lakhs also, 5 other value also, it is above 5%. That we can come up with a conclusion that the observation, whatever you have taken into consideration to test the serial correlation, there is no such serial correlation. Then this is how we can derive the serial correlation. And similarly, Arch-LM test. See, I have taken Arch-LM test. That's also p-value, it is greater than 5. Then we are accepting our hypothesis. What is the hypothesis? There is no arch effect. Yes, there is no arch effect. And make sure that these two eligible criteria are base 2 has to be performed. And again, I am choosing some other error distribution from student T with fixed degree of freedom to students T. Now I want to point out whether it is significant in terms of both aspects. Again, view. Again, this is a trial and error. Again, parallelogram. If it is instead of 36, this time I am giving 50. Now see, even if it is 50, it is almost 100%. There is no serial correlation. And similarly, there is no arch effect. See, it is 0.6286. So it's all about how you are interpreting. After understanding all about it, after understanding each and every process and procedure which are involved, then you are coming up with a inference that whether the model building is suitable or not. See, it is not that should not, what extent it is effective. It is what extent it is effective. Then, as I told you, what extent it is effective, where we are finding these two, that is AIC and SE value.